Right. Move some of these out the way. This is going to get hot.
There's absolutely no way to cut corners on this. As far as the permits and everything go, there's some pretty strict guidelines on how you do this.
Right, what we got in 7. Everyone all right? I know I'm in weird gear, but I got changed twice so as I could get a load of wood cut this afternoon for the log burner. Live chats. Let's have a look what we got. Evening Bricky 1000. CJ Ashton. Alright, mate. When are you going to race Charlie Collison on the line? And the answer to that is probably never. He lives too far away. And I tell you what, I would be rough. Rough as hell. You'd have to have some tolerances in place, wouldn't you? Hold on, I think my dog wants to go out. Do you want to go out? Don't go out. I don't know if he does or not. When he just took him for a walk. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, have you when you watch the spec mix 500, they have a load of tolerances in that, don't they? They have to meet criteria, or else like any bricks laid within so many degrees of going up and down to divers and all that. They're not like 25 bricks off your ball count. So you'd have to do something like that because I would rough them in, slap them in. It's just done a live, hasn't he? Earlier, well, I didn't watch. I've watched a little bit of it. Haven't seen much. You can probably hear this TV in the background. Watching Gold Rush. Well, I've been watching Gold Rush. I think I got the last episode now. Brick and Block Solutions, the garden. Friday. I've done nothing in the back garden this weekend, but I have been on the front garden. I had a 1.7 excavator dropped on Friday. So Friday night, I got home about 20 to 6, jumped on the machine for an hour before it went dark. And then all I could do was move all the stone. I had 19 ton of stone dropped on the front. I used some of it, probably maybe 4 or 5 ton for the back garden, just to stone up where I've built some boundary walls. And then the rest, say the 15 ton that was at the front, I took that all up by the front window of the house. And then I had a load to excavate still at the bottom. 20 tonner come, well, an 8-wheeler come on Saturday afternoon at 12. I went out at 7 Saturday morning so I could get on it. It was hailing and the weather was horrible. Well, I managed to get it all dug. He took 18 ton away with him, and I've still got maybe 8 to 10 ton in a pile on the front. But then I spread all the hardcore out all over the drive, got it all down. I haven't whacked it because it's been wet, so there's like a few soft spots. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. But what I'm going to do is I've spoke to my brother because he deals with the bloke from the 8-wheeler. Walchester's come and do it. There was another guy who comes, but he's wrote his wagon off. So now he's been going through Walchester. Can you all hear me okay on this? Because I'm just trying to listen to this mic. I'm just on the normal computer mic. Get that light out the shot. So yeah, the front drive is getting there. Get my muck away. I'll get my stone dropped off. My mate owns his own haulage company, Tom Lee's, so I'll get some off him. Pretty cheap as well. So if anyone's looking for any hardcore in, say, the Midlands area, I don't know how far he goes actually, but he's got some good stuff. Well, what's that stuff I've been having? It's what is it called? Can't remember. It's just recycled stuff, but it's pretty decent. It's not bad. Works out about £14 a ton, £15 a ton. CJ Ashton, busy week ahead. Yes, we have got a busy week ahead. And I'll tell you what we've got on this week. None of you know yet, but the labourer that we've had for the last week and a half, I had to let him go on Friday night. Lovely lad, only 20. He wants to do the job, but I don't have the time or patience to keep showing the lads how to do things all the time. So he just really wasn't getting to grips with it. Like I say, he was a lovely lad, but we had to send him on his way on Friday, unfortunately. So the things go. You know, sometimes you just know when you got to cut your losses. So that was that. So we're after a new labourer. Putting that out on Indeed. I've had a few replies, a few people wanting the job, but I have put a few stipulations on there that, you know, that are deal breakers. So, you know, you've got to have your own transport. If you haven't got your own transport, you may as well not bother, because I won't be picking anybody up. Sean won't be picking anybody up, ferrying people around. You know, grown men, you should have your own transport. If you don't have a driver's license because you've lost it or something like that, then it's different, isn't it? But you need to get yourself to and from work. So yeah, we're actively looking for another labourer. We're not after a young lad or exploiting anyone or anything like that. Ideally, we want someone who knows what they're doing. I've spoke to somebody already, but his missus is about to drop a baby, so when he's available, I don't know. I've told him give me a call, but he sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's been around working with different bricklayers, and we'll see what happens. But at the minute, we're actively looking. Changi, do you have a high-vis dressing gown? No. I woke up this morning. Mally says, are you doing any work on the house today? I wanted to do a load of weed band at the back, but it's Mother's Day, and I said no. So we went shopping and all that stuff. And then I got home, got changed, and did a load of firewood. What else have we got here? Ricky Gann. I like Charlie. Matty, Ivy. Love when the videos start and Sean has a new name each time. Sean's unpredictable. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth, which is why I like working with him. He rocks me up all the time. He is comedy gold. Yeah, I'm laughing all day. I might not see it on the videos because when I turn the camera on, I'm always trying to either talk through something or do whatever, but I turn the camera on Sean and he just comes out with one-liners, doesn't he? What you think of Amy Cam? Will we get a Sean Cam? If Sean will put the camera on his head, then you can get a Sean Cam. I bet he might be watching this anyway. We'll get a Sean Cam this week. I know I did a video on Monday, and I did one video at the end of the week this week. Just been that busy. Been getting on site early, leaving site late, or as late as we can. We had the gate man come up to us the other night at 5:15 saying, lads, I've told you get off. It's 4:45 on here. You're not allowed to stay on. When you know, we had a blowdown in the week, lost money there. The weather's been bad. We haven't been able, we've lost time this week. What they don't realize is these cards in, lads. It's all right for them sitting in the gatehouse or sitting on a machine. When we lose time, we've got to try and make it up. If you do, you know, if you want consistent wages, it's ridiculous. But nobody else sees that, do they? They just think, oh, greedy brickies, or they're raking it in. Not go up there and move around 4 or 5 times because you can't do any walls because it's too windy and you've got to keep moving around doing low walls everywhere or having blowdowns. Class that, mate. Glad you enjoyed it. Work. It's hard day in, day out, isn't it? Yeah, I'm checking out, buddy. Keep them coming. A few more of the profile setups, and that will help us all out. Yeah, every time. All right. Every time we do a profile setup, I'll include it into the videos. I know to be fair, sometimes you set up a profile and you make it up as you're in that spot. Like you have a look what'll work, and it's literally, you know, you try and fix anything to anything just so as you can get them on. It's always better, isn't it? But yeah, we'll definitely. I'll put any new profile setups that we do. We'll come across. It's like when we're doing the all the block work first. We're just using the block dollies on the top, clamp them on, or a top clamp. We've only got one top clamp. You can't get any at the minute, so that's a pain in the arse. But yeah, I've been on the look. I want to get some more top clamps because they're really good. Been using them a lot. I didn't seem too impressed on Mondays when nothing was ready. I didn't seem to brick and block solutions. I didn't seem too impressed. I didn't seem too impressed on Monday when nothing was ready. Monday. What were we doing on Monday? Oh yeah, the boundary wall. I was pissed off, proper pissed off. Get to site. There's the joiner wasn't finished on his floors on the plots. So that would piss me off. The inspector was booked in for the afternoon. The inspector got cancelled and they didn't tell me that they were cancelling him. So I didn't particularly want to go up there and start building until it had been inspected because then you're cleaning everything again. And then the final thing that we could do was the boundary wall. Now the thing that pisses me off is the week before, I'd been down to that boundary wall with the site manager or the second in command, whatever they are, told him what I wanted. I wanted datums and all sorts setting up so as we could get on with it. And I wanted bricks loading down there, at least dropping down with a machine because the forks can't lower it down. It's like probably it's 2.4. Yeah, it's at least 2.3 meters down from where you are at the top. To try and get stuff down there is an absolute pain in the arse nightmare. So I said to our contractor, I said, you know, we're gonna have to book some day work here just for try and cover us a bit. It was a pain, but you know, we managed to make it pay in the end on Monday. And we have actually managed to make it pay all week, even though we've been jumping from plot to plot and doing all sorts, but you know, we've still made it pay. Bricky 1000 finally got some BT 3-way timber clamps this week. Was like winning the lottery. And you know what? They haven't come out of it since we use them all the time on ground floor when we're doing brickwork first. 3-way timber clamp is the bollocks because it doesn't move. You're never checking your profiles, thinking, God, have they gone anywhere? Once they're set, aren't they? But when you're doing your block work first, they just become obsolete. You don't seem to use them at all. Like as you get up the building, I mean, usually I like putting them up and hooking them onto the scaffold. But because we've been blasting all these gables, not really running, because normally what me and Sean will do is we'll take the gable, but we always try and run as far across the front. Say, give ourselves, well, we on the ground floor, we're doing a plot. We did half a plot each on the brickwork, and then that's, you know, Sean seems to get a better rhythm if he's got further to go. He likes spreading it out longer in a course, and once we get going, he always likes to finish it as well. So he'll say, right, we're staying. Adam Mound, Yo Chang, how's the labourer getting on? I did say, if you weren't tuned in, we had to let him go on Friday. It just wasn't working out because he did tell us that he had previous experience working with bricklayers, but that wasn't the case. So dead nice lad, but he's gone. Sam McKay, did you shout at the labourer when you turned the camera off in the recent vid? No, I didn't shout at him. I know what it was. I think it was all the loading bays and everything were all left a mess, and it wasn't. I just I didn't want that on the camera, only because people get dead. Yeah, like someone says, Sam, probably not, but everyone on YouTube gets offended when he's honest. I didn't speak to him like crap or anything. It's just when I got to tell people, like, look at the state of this or look at the state of that. You know, there's nothing I like. I hate turning up in the morning. I get to the loading bay and it's a complete shithole, or just other different things. But yeah, that I didn't. I don't shout. I don't ever shout at anyone. I just come across really exactly what I think. That's what gets said, and then after, I probably think, oh, when their reaction isn't as good as I thought, I think I shouldn't have said that. Maybe. Where do you get the T clamps from for internal corners? BT Engineering, or I know there's a few different lads on eBay who are doing them now, and Facebook. There's quite a few knockoffs. Well, I call them knockoffs, but are any of these designs patented? If they are, BT are going to be coming after a few people, I reckon. Brick and Block Solutions, KP Profiles on Facebook do timber clamps. Yeah, that's it. KP, they do loads of stuff. Was Sean Gimley's stunt double in Lord of the Rings? I've got another mate who looks like him, which is funny enough. Jassy, you can't both go live at the same time. Who's live now? I don't know who's live now. Somebody tell me. You can't. Does pointing behind the profile ever not blend in? If you see the buildings after they've had a brick wash, you wouldn't believe some of the mess that some of the buildings are, like from board rash and everything. Once they get washed down, you don't see anything like that. Someone get that close to stuff, it's like sometimes they blow the mortar out, but no, you never see that. Charlie Collison, Sean should make a channel. I tell you what, I've asked him to make a channel, and he can't be asked. He says, I don't know where to start. I wouldn't know how to do it. I said, I'll set him the channel up, and all he's got to do is upload, but he don't want none. I tell you what I will do, like I said this week, I'll get him, put that camera on his head, and you can hear some of the stuff he comes out with all day. He'll be in bits. I'll have to, well, some of the stuff I'll probably have to cut out, but he'll have you in bits, I'm telling you. I'll do a day of Sean doing all the videoing, and then I'll do a day. I'm boring compared to Sean, aren't I? Let's have it. I'm too serious. I like getting shit done. He does as well, but he likes pissing about. What's bigger, Charlie's nose or Sean's beard? Never seen Charlie's nose in the flesh, but Sean's beard's coming on. Hi, pal. Why don't brick companies make half bricks, mate? Because you imagine trying to reconfigure all the machines to make half bricks. A lot of companies that I've worked for, when there's so many, I've actually had the cuts made, because when you're buying the bricks as a company, you have to when you're doing, like, say you're ordering 1,000,000 bricks for a job, you have to know the percentages that you're going to lose. So cutting halves, you see, if you look at any of the YouTubers, bricklayers, YouTubers channels, when they're cutting halves, for every 2 wood halves that you're going to cut, I reckon you're going to chuck a half away every time. So you're wasting a third of the bricks every single time you're cutting for window reveals and stuff. So on other previous jobs, I have had them made at 50p. What was it? About 50 pence a cut. Yeah, 50 pence a cut. So it's costing 50 pence, but you're not wasting a third of your bricks and your time. And it looks neater. You're not ever going to get pulled when you got, say, big student accommodation. You're not getting stuff pulled, are you? There's nothing worse than short bricks on window reveals and going back and drilling them out or cutting them out, whatever you're going to use, Arbortech or whatever. It's just a pain in the arse. But brick companies will never make arse. But there's plenty of specialist brick cutting places anyway. Millennium in Manchester, they do a good job. Channelers in Birmingham for the other end. Hi, Paul. Lawrence Kerwin, you've said in previous lives that you've worked in site management. Has that benefited you in terms of knowing what's what when it comes to dealing with site management and keeping on top of things? Yes, it has. It's benefited me so much, and I'm their worst nightmare because I know what you can claim for, I know what you can't claim for, I know what everyone's getting away with, what should be in place, what shouldn't be in place, health and safety, all different things. So I pretty much know how far you can push it as well, to get what you want and what people respond to. Sometimes you've really got to be a bastard to get anywhere, or to get in front of, not to get in front of other people, but to get what you want. You have got to be, and got to be straight to the point. You can't, if you, like, say, I don't waste any time. If the job wasn't going the right way for me, I'd be gone. Or if I needed a bit of leverage, you got to use it. Or telling people, like, you're not going to work somewhere because like, the best thing you can do, if you're not happy with something or working on something, say it's not safe, or pull something safety wise around it, say you can get off it. Always works. There's nothing, no company can ever jump all over you for safety concerns. I'm going a bit off the what's it. The copy clamps are crap. I've wasted a load of money on them. BT are far better, and of the top clamps don't tighten on the profiles properly. BT gear is the best. I've used loads of different bits and bobs, but 100%, if I was going to buy anything, BT. If they did a clamp for everything. Very true. If you have a nitpicking site manager, I could pick up 10 things they are letting slip. Player XXX, are you happy working on site dog eat dog? Yeah, I love it. I love it. Private work, there's just too much bullshit that goes on, and it's too slow. But site work, yeah, I like the fast-paced site work. What I don't like is when they're giving you deadlines and then they stop you working late, or telling that you can't have the forks running, or you can't have this, you can't do that. But then they say, right, when you like, I had a scaffolder up my arse this week. I've had jump between 4 plots because of the winds and stuff. But then I've got the scaffolder saying, "Are you going to be done on here for Tuesday night on one of the first plots?" There's no way that we were going to be done. So I said, "Listen, they wanted chuckers off site the other night early." I said, "I'll be done when I'm done." That's that. Damn lads are on price as well. I said, "But what can I do? Can't control everything." It's already got around the site that I was into management before anyway. The main site manager come to me the other day and was asking me about stuff, and if I did management and everything. Don't know why he's asking me, but I certainly wouldn't be taking any foreman roles. Not a chance. To be fair, we don't need a foreman on our job. There's us, and we've got another gang there. Whether they're organised, they know exactly what they're doing. Decent gang, 2 30-year-olds and a 62 or 63-year-old, the dad. They've got a hottie as well. So we don't need. All we do is ring up to get his materials, what we want, and that's it. Contracts manager comes on, has a look round. He hasn't really. It's a good easy job for him. He hasn't really got a lot to do on our site, which is how you want it for a contracts manager. You won't be able to turn up and walk away and go, "Yeah, good job, lads, great." How far south do Lynch go? I don't know. I know they're going. I know they're up as far north as Chorley. That's over an hour away, isn't it? I'm not sure how so far south they go. I don't know their full work schedule. I don't know what they've got on. I don't know all the jobs that they've won. If you have a look on their Instagram page or their website, I think they post up all the new sites that they get. I know they've just got a site in Knutsford starting, and another couple other projects that are starting. I know they've got plenty of work on. So any of you brickies out there in the Midlands area, or even I think Preston, they've won a contract as well. So if you're up north, further north than us anyway, get on to Lenches. Don't know what the bills are like because I haven't seen any of the drawings or anything, but I know they're after bricklayers at the minute because they've won so many jobs. Terminal blocks seem to be used a lot in the UK. Over here in Ireland, nothing, only concrete block. It's not really a question, is it? Okay. Yeah, man, I'm not even a brickie. I do sheeting and cladding. What kind of are you on price? What kind of money are you getting for sheeting and cladding? I'm interested in all different trades. What have I been on now? 30 minutes. If you're liking the live stream, give us a thumbs up. Sure, it helps. So I've been seen on everybody else's on the YouTube. cheers for that if you give me a thumbs up. I was talking through what we've got to get through this week. We've got the first two plots that we got on. That's 40 and 39. We've got a third lift to finish. So there's a little bit of brickwork on the back and front. Only just a fill-in section up to the movement joints and party wall to get up. And that's only got to get up to 5 courses, and that's the third lift. So I can book that as 100%. But what we'll do is we'll go inside the 2 plots and we'll finish the block work up. If it's not too windy, we'll get the block work up to 9 so they can bird cage it inside. That's what they're after. And then they can bring the full scaffold through the first 2 plots that the other lads have built and the 2 plots that we've built. That's the main job. Then we'll go to the next 2 plots where we've already started the third lift, but we've got 2 gables blockwork built, 1 gable block and brick. We're going to pull all that round. But what we're waiting for on there, what we asked for last week, was a dummy truss. There's a little boot room at the back, and it's got just a small pitch roof on the back, so we need that sorting. So by the end of the week, I want all 4 drops third lifted and block work into the 4th lift up over window. That's what I'm after. That's what me and Sean are after. Anything in front of that, then we'll be laughing. But there's plenty of money left in for the 4 drops to get them finished. That's what we're after this week. Mark Carolan, would you ever do anything different than Brick Lane? I did do when it was recession back in 2008. I went land drilling for a bit. Did a couple of years land drilling. That took me all over the country. But still in construction, isn't it? It's just below the ground before you start doing any construction work, any digging. But no, I wouldn't do anything other than building. And I know that I've always got it there in the future if I need to go back to doing any management. Do you get paid on time, fella? Like clockwork goes in the bank. When payment's due, payment goes in. That's really good. What Lent's you good for? Never waiting for any money, and my money's always right. Adam Mount ain't the best at the min. Just made the move to Price. I've taken a little hit to prove myself at the minute. Got to do it though, and you've got a lot of work. Can't beat it. Noel Hunt. Derek said if you work faster, you wouldn't need to stay late. Fucking, his nickname's Tyson. I was trying to think who you're on about then, Derek. I wonder if he's watching this. You better get them gates opened early in the morning. Have you built many consolidated brick coins? Cassulated? Cassulated. I think you mean capsulated brick coins. No, I haven't. Brick and Block Solutions. Tricky Bricky has lost the plot with his live streaming. You know what? I had a little look at his channel because I seen on one of the other live streams that someone had put he's turned into a DJ now. So I had a look and just play music and stuff, and he, like he said on one of his live streams, he does not want to do Brick Lane. He wants to be on YouTube. He just wants to be a YouTuber. You don't want to do any Brick Lane or proper work. He just wants to be on that camera making money. That's all he's at. That is all he's after. Fair play If you don't want it anymore, you don't want it. But I can never leave it alone. Maybe when I'm same now, he's only what is he? He's 40, isn't he? So he's only 6 years older than me. But in 6 years' time, I'm not going to have enough of it. I haven't had enough of it, never have. It's all I bloody talk about. Jamie Martin is a house bashing best for money, mate. Yeah, it is. No doubt. When you go on commercial, there's always something to stop you earning money. You might have a little bit of a good run, but then you'll get stopped again. The amount of trays that go in, the amount of different tie details and the insulation, and there's just so much fucking about. It's unreal. Oh, I've just had a message of world's worst player. And they put in it, you are racist. Really? Racist against who? I can't see how. Why does shit like that even come up? Seriously. I'm not even going to put that up on there, but why would people put that? Honestly. I've got a black girlfriend, mixed race daughter. Someone puts on you're racist. What a dickhead. Jamie Martin, I'm on commercial at the minute as an apprentice working for Cara Brickwork. So many holdbacks, man. I used to be a site manager for Cara Brickwork. Whose job are you working on? Skater guy, how's gone coming on along, mate? Joe Chang's not racist, he dislikes everyone equal. Yeah, that's true. Uh, you gotta have thick skin for YouTube. Yeah, to be fair, I've got thick skin in general, but shit like that, what's wrong with people? Working on Andy's. Andy who? Andy who? Who's Andy? Andy Bennett. I don't know if I know him. Andy Bennett. Nah, Andy Bennett. He must be new. He's got new since I've been there. Must be. Saying that, how many years ago is it since I was at Cara? 1, 2, 3. 3 years ago, something like that. Brick Lane with Stephen Alex. How do you find your views uploading once a week? So who is Kenny and is he with you? Oh, he's definitely with me. Are you with me, Kenny? I'll tell you, Kenny is. My brother's next. Not my brother's. Where my mother used to live, she had an electrician who lived next door. He still lives there, but she doesn't. And his name is Ken. And Scott, if you watch my channel, you've seen Scott's channel, the guy who does all the woodworking. He had him come round do a few jobs for him. But Ken's one liner is, "Are you with me?" And it's always, "Are you with me, Scott? Are you with me? Are you with me?" So I was telling Sean about it one day, and we just ended up saying, "Are you with me, Ken?" So now it's, "Are you with me, Kenny?" And I've got another mate, Ash Malik. He always says, "Kenny, all right, Kenny." Frank Bush, first time on Q&A. How long you been bricklaying for? I've been bricklaying since I was 15. 15, and I was bricklaying before I left school. I was 16 in the May, but I started doing Saturday work the year before. So yeah, I've been doing building and bricklaying and all the construction since then. So 15, 30, 19 years nearly, isn't it? Really? And I love it. Joshua Hogg, do you watch The Drain Addict in Australia? No. What is it? Yeah, I usually get about 10k being putting two up last couple of weeks. Yeah, I've seen them. Jamie Martin, about do you rate beauty engineering, Chang? Yeah. The pricey, don't get me wrong, but the quality is second to none. Definitely worth. If you can get any of the gear, and it's the stuff. Oh yeah, sorry. Player XXX seen a lovely pair of twisted pillars. They're not pillows. That's what you sleep on. Pillars. Double LAR. The other day, have you ever built any yourself? No, never done a twisted pillar, and no one's ever asked for one. They're not hard to do, but I've never done one, and I'm not gonna start building stuff in my backyard when I got spare time for free just for YouTube. And I've got too much going on in my life to do that kind of stuff. Even though some of you would like to see it, but I've always got stuff on, so no, I'm not going to be wasting my time doing that. No, if any of you see the messages, no hunters in that other gang. He's one of the lads. I don't know where we'll be going in a week. We got six plots for finish off. I've already said to Sean, we've got a couple of days on the fourth lift on each one of them. We've got enough for this week. 2 days next week. A few weeks we're going to be wrapped up, aren't we? So if Lenchy don't put us somewhere, I've got somewhere for us to go. Don't worry about that. I know you've got plenty of places for us to go as well. So if you're a decent bricklaying outfit, you'll always have work. You know, got to worry about it. So I'm not saying I'm the best bricklayer out there, but I know we're set up and we can turn work out. Play X, come on, show us your talents. I haven't got any talents. I'm rough as hell. Ask Noel, he'll tell you. He stands next to me work. Sam McCade, how come you took the vid down where you and Scott were filling your van with wood? It went on about 1 hour after it was up. I took it down in case I got in case someone phoned the police and said, "Oh, they're nicking wood." We weren't nicking wood. The contractors and people were saying, "Oh, that's contractors' wood, and that's their money." The contractors said, "Come on, bring your IVs and stuff. Take what wood you want," because all the wood that was being cut down, they were doing it for the power lines to run through. And what they were told us was, basically, they haven't costed for the contract to get rid of the timber. So it's all going to be left there. Now, while the contractors are in and out of there, the place that we got the wood from, they said, you're better off just coming in the day, take what you want, and then go. But there's too many people just leaving bad comments and stuff like, and I thought, oh, this can get us in some mither, so I took it down. Even though I did enjoy it. When we got quite a bit of timber. I still haven't cut it up, I haven't had time. Not all that stuff anyway. Ashley Stinson, any advice on getting on site, Chang? Had enough of late payments on private jobs, always done extensions, but want to give site work a go. Whatever area you're from, If you've got people who work with you now, I would imagine, if you're on private, so all you want is, if you've got a labourer, go as 1 and 1, or if you can get another brickie together. If you've always been on privates, what I will say is you're not going to have the NHBC knowledge or stuff like that, of like the particular, because there is stuff within NHBC, they want ties in certain positions, and there's different things that they like and don't like, that if you haven't been on site, you won't know. So you're probably better off teaming up with a bricklayer who is on site, or asking, have a ring round, see if someone will give you a go, or ring up a main contractor. What the hell's on my arm? Got glue on it. I've just ripped all the hairs out. Jesus Christ. And then see if you can get on that way, or ring a main contractor, see if they've got any single brickies they want to team you up with. That's probably the best bet. Any more garden videos coming? Yeah, they will come. Hi, have you watched Build, Restore, and Repair? 3 Jamaicans, awesome guys. No, I haven't. You know what I should do? There's a lot of people who put in the comments different channels that I should watch. I never write it down. Well, I'm going to start, just put a little notepad here for people who recommend me watch channels, because I'm always looking for decent stuff to watch. Same as all you are. Paul McGahey, do you not get paid solid, mate? On Square Peaks, I see you talk. I see you taking windows out in your account. Yeah, we don't get paid through. I know there's a lot of places that do, but it seems like nobody does around here. Around Stoke-on-Trent, nobody pays solid. I mean, it would be nice to be paid solid. No, two of the best lads I've seen on site. Absolute grafters, very neat too. Nice one. No, I like that, Shag. I'll get you a butty in tomorrow. Chang, what's your favorite Chinese meal? I'm feeling hunger. Well, if you're feeling hunger, then last week I had Chinese, and I had crispy chili beef, which was better the next day with the leftovers, what I took with me. Chicken curry from the Chinese, egg fried rice, salt and pepper chips, prawn crackers. That'll do me. You got to take the rest with it, don't you? Dish out even portions, and always keep a bit back for yourself for the next day, away from the messes. She was gutted last week that I took it. She would have had it. Chang, what's your? Oh, you've already seen it. A good brick hammer suggestions, Chang. I've had mine for years. It's an East Wing, but you just want something that's well balanced and not too heavy. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing massive. You don't need a big, massive brick hammer for cutting a brick, do you? It's only, you just want to make sure it's nice and sharp and well balanced in your hand. That's the main thing. Big 20 over a 20-ounce brick hammer, they're just too heavy. You don't need it. Starting back on site was an eye-opener for me. So much faff and bullshit to deal with. It's like people go out of their way to slow you down. True, Steve. It can be a right piss about, and you always need to be looking, see what's ahead of you, looking where the forks is, looking what other people are doing, see what's going to stop you, rather than just thinking, oh, where's my next drop? And then when you get there, seeing that you've got problems and you can't build it, or there's something else missing, just always be looking ahead for problems, and then planning ahead and say, go back to your contracts manager, site manager, whoever, and say, listen, this is going to cause me some issues. Can you get it changed now? That's probably the best way to sort yourself out. Backhoe. I haven't seen the backhoe hammers. So if you're not getting paid solid, do you get paid for lintels and sills separate? We haven't got any sills on this job. Lintels are, I'm going to say they're all in because I haven't worked out the price. I think the lintels are in, which if it states in your prices that stuff's already in with the price, then I can swallow it. What I can't swallow is when it says extras are paid on top and then you do your count's tight, and then you've got no allowance for all your lentils and stuff. Because, you know, at the end of the day, putting your lentils on doesn't take too long, but pissing about with your damps and all that, that's the time that kills you. And a gripe I've got is inspections. Why aren't we getting paid for inspections? Do any of you get paid for getting ready for an inspection? With all the will in the world, we put batten down the cavities when we're building to try and stop all the mortar going down. Fair enough. But you're always going to get some build up on your ties. You're always going to get some build up on your trays, no matter what. Now, why is it the house gets pre-inspection and you're the one? I mean, yeah, you've built it how you should, but then there should be an allowance cost built in the price so as you can get paid for going back and cleaning the ties and cleaning the trays, sorting all that shit out. Surely that isn't for me. I think everybody's missing a trick. The only people who are losing out there is the bricklayer. I think really everyone should say, hold on, I'm not doing no clean up for inspection unless there's something in it for me to do it. Grant Davies, thanks very much. Frank Garvey, hi Chang, do you cover North Manchester? Got 3 new builds in June time. Timber frame, possible. Cheers, Frank. No, it's a bit too far for us. We were doing North Manchester. But going there every day, it's a killer. And it wasn't too bad when we were doing it before because it was like in a high, like just as you come out of lockdown. Well, still in lockdown, but lockdown from the sites reopening. So the roads weren't too bad, but now I wouldn't fancy, like South Manchester is the furthest I want to be going. And I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go more than half an hour away from the house. But you can get like Stockport in 45 minutes, can't you? Sweet. Don't fancy getting an east wing and getting it nicked. Haha. Heard they get nicked a lot. Listen, you leave any of your tools out, they'll get nicked. Anything. I've had my trowel nicked before. What kind of scumbag nicks your trowel? Hopefully, I wouldn't like to think that another brick is going to walk past and nick your trowel. But you don't know, do you? There's some scumbags out there. We've got a few scallies on our site. They're always lingering around the canteen when they shouldn't be there. And you just see them nip in, loop round, and then nip back out because they obviously don't expect to see you sitting there. But that's just my opinion. Connor, we get extra 200 quid on top of a plot price for putting cleaning holes back in and cleaning trays. Coring holes. Yeah, I'm not talking about that particularly. We get internal and external snag. That's what you're talking about. I'm on about getting ready for inspection. We get £100 internal, £100 external on this job. But I reckon each plot, when you're getting ready for inspections, I reckon you're losing 2 hours a lane. Not each plot, but say a pair. You're easily losing 2 hours of work getting all the trays cleaned and getting all your bloody ties cleaned and everything, sorting stuff out ready. It's got to be 2 hours lost. And I don't want day work for it either. You know what I mean? 20 quid an hour. William Reed, do you get any assistance from government for taking on apprentices in England? Employers do, yeah. I think they pay quite a lot of the wage, to be fair. Or quite a lot of their minimum wage. I personally don't take on apprentices, and we are getting an apprentice put with us in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, whenever it's going to be. But he's not my apprentice, he's just getting put with us. So, for his first couple of days, all I'm going to tell him is he isn't going to do anything other than watch. That's what I want him to do. Watch what we're doing. Look how we sort things out and set up. That's funny. Just had a mate text me, say, can you come round and price up my garage once it's breaking up? I haven't really got time, but I told him I'd do it a long time ago, so yeah, I'll have to do that. John, when you got the Daniel's son, you don't need to worry about it. Don't know what that means. Where are you from? Chang, Stoke-on-Trent, live in Kidsgrove. Riker, when you set profiles up, do you make them couple of mil out? Do you make them couple of mil out for the line, or you make it exactly plumb? We use a dory block, so the dory block is already set. It's already set back. Like if you have a look where the line runs, it runs just back off the face of the profile, depending on what profile you're using. So you just set them plumb. No, I've had a couple of different people talk to me today. I'm waiting for someone to come back to me. He says his missus is giving birth and stuff. So, and he says he's been doing it years. So hopefully he'll be decent if we can get him started. I've had a few different people apply, but no bricklaying labouring backgrounds like pipe fitters, and there's a lad who's come on there. I'm not going to say his name, but when I was running a job up in Fenton, he came on there. My brickies told me that I'd get rid of him because he wasn't turning in on time and he wanted more money and backhanders. And I was like, and he came up and I just rejected him straight off. He's a proper scally. Won't mention his name. What is your take on companies using apprentices as cheap labour? Companies, I don't feel it's the companies, like bigger companies don't use the apprentices for cheap labour. Companies take on apprentices because main contractors they will stipulate that they want apprentices on their jobs because of the image of the companies in the local areas seems better when you're providing them with apprentices, and that's fact. That is what it is all about, image. So when you see 2 or 3 new apprentices on a job, it's for nothing more than looks. They aren't really, I wouldn't say they're particularly, I can't say this is what it is 100%, but I wouldn't say that big companies are using apprentices for labor. I think cheap labor, they're not bothered. If they pass, they pass. If they go through this process, they go through it, but it's more for image. Look at these lads that we brought through, blah, blah, blah. That's my view on it anyway. It's the bricklayers who use the lads for cheap labor. We're the ones who use them for cheap labor. Am I particularly interested in making more bricklayers? No, I'd like less bricklayers because then the prices can go up in my lifetime. That's what I want. I want less bricklayers at it. So the prices go up, we get all the jobs, and we can end up 1,000. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But that's just me. I'm greedy. I want all the money. I've got to look after my family. That's how I see it. No, what's the lad's name? Um, what is the lad's name? I'll speak to you tomorrow anyway if you don't put it in here. Where Charlie, there needs to be something put in place for apprentices being used as cheap labour. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You know why? I tell you what, we call it cheap labour, but if I know that when my nephew turned 16, the only way of getting out of school was to do an apprenticeship. Now, I didn't want to do building, but still, in every other trade, not trade, every other workplace where you can still do an apprenticeship, they put them on the same wages. So when you're doing brickwork and building, because the wages can be so good and we know how much you can earn, we see it as like a slave labor. God, Luke, they're only on £4.50 an hour. But what you don't realize is if they're not in the building trade, they're in another workplace where they're getting paid exactly the same amount. They're only getting £4.50 an hour. That's an apprentice's wage. When you think about things, what is the government's work? What is the government's, what is it, minimum wage now for anyone who's 25 and above? It's like £8.90 or something, isn't it? Something like that. Now, is that slave labor? I'll tell you, when I was out to work once, I don't get me wrong, you can earn good money, but all this shit you got to do. When I was out of work once, I had to go work on a tile factory. I did 10 weeks there until another bricklaying job come up. This is years ago. But at the time, that's what I had to do. I was still taking home about 450 quid a week, but I was having to do 80 odd hours a week in this tile factory. Now, I've never in my life had a harder job than working in that tile factory. I mean, you go lifting tiles day in, day out, and I couldn't drive a forklift. So what I was doing, I was working with a forklift driver, but I was having to walk everywhere around this warehouse and lift all these tiles onto pallets. And I tell you what, I have never ever been more bollocks and tired and fucked through any other job, and it's the job I got paid least for. So when when apprentices are getting used for cheap labor, yeah, they are cheap labor, but they're still learning at the same time. You shouldn't pay them shit, but we get ours through the main company, so what they get paid through them isn't nothing to do with me. I'm not even out after an apprentice. I don't particularly want one. It's just another headache, but if it becomes a headache, you'll have to move it. The other gang can have two apprentices, and they're getting an apprentice as well, so they can have two. But the other gang, they're like us. They start early, stay late. Aaron Hogan, Charlie Collison is a man. Use our old tossers. Aaron, nice one. Mitch sounds good, but I'm not saying nothing about that. Oh, sorry, I will. The other gang had a lad start, and apparently he's on the register, so they had to let him go. Well, this whole leaving EU thing will increase the price for all brickies because less foreign bricklayers coming to the UK to work, which means higher demand for brickies in the UK, right? I don't know. Around my area, you don't particularly get you don't get gangs from Poland or anything like that. Further south, you do. And it doesn't matter where you're from. I'm just talking about in general, any country, any nationality. The less apprentices there are, the more the money will go up. So stop teaching people. Charlie, I've had some apprentices coming to me that have been doing it 3 years and never touched a trowel. You will do. You will do. It's madness. I mean, at least give them the chance to touch the trowel. When our apprentice went over Christmas, he went to another gang. He went and he come back after a month and he said that he'd never even jointed up for him. He was jointing up and stuff for us in the first week. But yeah, it is madness. I mean, as what kind of person are you though? If you go for 3 years as a bricklaying apprentice and you don't touch the trowel, you've got to be a bit soft, aren't you? I mean, I wouldn't be putting up if I didn't touch the trowel for 3 weeks. I'd be moaning my bag off. But that's how I was when I was 16. I worked with a bloke who's my age when I was 16, and he used to call me an arrogant tosser and all sorts and whatever. But I was telling him he was wrong and he's doing stuff wrong. But that's just me. Charlie, why would a pedo try site work? If the wrong person finds out, it's not going to be pretty hard. Yeah, we found out after he'd gone. But I wasn't too impressed. I don't think Jim was impressed either. Not a chance. No, nobody was impressed. But these lads come to us. Don't tell anyone. That classic. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, we've got to get rid of him. Next minute, you got everyone in the site saying, "Oh, don't say nothing." What have you heard about their labourer? Went round like wildfire. Rocked up. Loose lips sink ships. Definitely. Time is it 10 to 10? Jesus. Charlie hooked me up with BT gear. I can't get hold of the stuff. I don't think anyone. I don't even think Charlie could get hold of the stuff at the minute. Could you? I doubt it. I don't think they've got any in the country. Right. 10 minutes. I'll give it 10 minutes and then I'm going in bed. I've got I don't want to be fucked for tomorrow. Harry Atkin, been on the Charles since 16. Now I'm 22. 22. I've learned the majority of things I need to know for new brick work extensions, but would like to learn more skilled, intricate work. Any advice? Your more intricate work will be on your private jobs. The more site work you go into, I mean, everything's preformed, isn't it? Preformed arches. There's nothing, I mean, other than like soldiers and brick on edge, it's all pretty standard stuff, isn't it? There's no intricate work on site unless you end up on like one-offs. I mean, that Red Rose site that we went up on not long ago, they were doing some bullseyes and stuff on there, but we know we didn't get the plot with that in. But there isn't anything. There isn't the Asa. You're not chat band now. Got the up on money next week. Have I told you about that? Yeah, a few times. What was I saying? Intricate work. There isn't really any intricate work. Once you know how to lay bricks, if you have a design, putting the bricks to the design, it's not hard. If you have struggle with any setting out and stuff, you've got engineers and stuff, or people, there's always something to build from. If you can read a plan or a drawing, nothing's hard, really, is it? How do you get How do you get to avoid 6-inch block, 4-inch block, all we get in Scotland? You ask before you start on the job, is there any 6-inch block 140s? They say, yeah. You say, I won't go in on that. And that's what I do. I won't touch any 140s. No way. Evening, mate. Been a little while since Holmes Chapel. Mad seeing you on the trowel. Dave Holson. Dave Holson. Ah, Dave Olson. Yeah. Holmes Chapel. That was a Seddon's job. Dave Olson was the site manager. Yeah. Try and click on your picture, but I can't see it. Site manager for Seddon's. That was it. How was it going, Dave? And at least you know I can do a bit on the trowel. Most lads who do managing don't even know can't handle the trowel. That's why they go off it. Larry Billings. What are you working on now, Dave? Anyway, you're not on that fencing job that PLF are on, are you? And I think Alison went down to that one, didn't she? The QS. Been a while. Do you have a union rep? No, no union. Scott Marshall, Changi and Charlie need to squad up and take Amy on as an apprentice. Well, Charlie's already got Amy on as an apprentice, so I'll let him stick with that. And unless he fancies moving up to Stoke for lower rates, which I can't see because he's got a little one down there, that's never going to happen. Plus, I've got Sean, and I'm never going to cheat on him. Hi, bud. Harry X HD. Hi, bud. Charlie told me about your channel. Been watching you both now. Love the content. Nice one, mate. Thanks very much. I'm going to put more content out this week. I was doing daily uploads, but sometimes it just gets on top of you. It's just too much. And you got to spend a bit of time with your family. And like now, I was meant to be going up to my missus, and I thought I'll just turn the live on for a second. And then before you know, it's an hour and 12 down the line. But when the chat's going, that's how I like it. When people are in the chat and asking questions and stuff, then it can keep you on here. When the chat's a bit boring, and Charlie goes live and nicks all my viewers, and it's no point going on, which normally happens. It's Charlie's fault. There's no BT stuff, and no one had even heard of it before his videos. He's earned the company a fortune. Well, I tell you what, the only reason I found Charlie's videos is because I was looking at BT Engineering's website because I was looking for tools. So I found their website, managed to get some stuff, and I seen his videos. And then this was when I think Charlie only had a couple of thousand. I don't even think he had a couple of thousand followers when I was watching Charlie's stuff. And then I think he just went boom. And had a couple of viral videos, and that was that. Everyone sees the videos, everyone buys the gear, which is good because BT done great out of it. Everyone's done great out of it. Bradley, man. Tried pick and dip the other day. My dad threw his trowel at me. And I caught it and thrown it back. Why can't people you know what it is, older bricklayers, they don't like change at all. But wait till he sees the extra coin at the end of the week. Daniel soon change his mind. Is the old tulip work being turned into a new? Is the old tulip walk being turned into a new Wetherspoons? I don't. Is that for me? I don't think that's for me. Is it? Dave Olson, yes, mate. Fenton. Good to see you showing them how it's done. Trying to. Don't know if anyone's learning anything other than it's hard work. Hostage G. What do you think of PLF? Never worked for him. No lads who I know lads who work for him now. So I can't comment. Don't know. I know I think they're a Lancashire company. What they're doing all the way down in Stoke, I don't know. Maybe they haven't got enough work on up in their own end. John Buist. How long do you keep a trowel for, Chang? Do you get bored of a trowel? I keep a trowel till it gets too small. If it's comfortable and I'm using it, I'll just keep it till the end. I don't get bored. Sean gets bored. He's got about 6 different trowels and he uses different ones all the time. But I'm not really bothered. If it's working, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Marlin Magic, where have you been all week, Changi Wangi? I've been working and home, baby in the arms, eat me tea, shower, bed. Bollocks. So that's what I've been doing all week, Marlin Magic. Yeah, so Rob Song was on years before him, and there was an Indian guy who was very good. That was on years ago. Just not very entertaining. I haven't seen the Indian guy, but if he was memorable, people would know his name. We Buster Bricks Mills. We don't like change. Too right. Nobody likes change, but you got to roll with the times. Elliot Moore, what happened to the Apprentice? He wanted to work with someone else. Didn't like me because I'm a prick. Bradley man, too old school, mate. No profiles, build corners and run in. Won't be told, mate. Sound, keep doing it the slow way. It's no either. Everyone to their own, isn't it? Each to their own. I won't tell anyone how to build a house as long as it gets built. Who cares? I don't care what it is. I do not care what goes into somebody else's bank account. Believe me, that does not bother me. Rich Cook, what do you think is reasonable pay for a level 3 improver, and what could be an average wage? What could be an average wage on price with good experience? Right. When people say, what do you think is reasonable pay? You can only judge that against what you lay. If you're a level 3 improver, if you're not putting in 130 quid of work a day, then you shouldn't be getting paid any more than that. Level 3, 130 quid. Should be able to put 90 blocks in a day, shouldn't you? After 3 years, come on. So if you're not doing 90 blocks in a day after 3 years, then buckle down. You know who doesn't get bored of Charles? Charlie bloody Hordier for the things. I've seen him, he likes changing it up. If it was ever possible, would you ever get all the Brick Lane channels together to work? Would make for great video, but can't understand that it would be difficult to get sorted. What would you work on? And I like things my way. So my way or the highway. Somebody will say, oh, we'll do it this way. I say, no, we're not doing that. Unless it was better. If it was a better way of doing it, then maybe I'd look at it. Or I'd watch them build it first and say, yeah, I like that way. No, when we're making a super gang and take over Stoke. Do you know any more decent brickies, Shag? We've got our sites sorted. Buster Bricks Mills, or you Stoke or Vale? Stoke, but I don't go anymore because I got tired of watching shit football. And my dad was Vale. My real dad, he was Vale. My real dad was Vale. My stepdad was Stoke, so I took after my stepdad because he was the one who was around. Up the Potters. Yeah, but I don't go anymore. Buddy else, Stu, Charlie, Chang, Tricky. Tricky's a DJ now. Alex and Steve and others, the house will be up in a day. Okay, now with that many brickies, it wouldn't take long, would it? Imagine trying to pay everyone off if you had all that many trials. Why were you going to fit them all in on a drop? Sour lemon. With my improvers, they get put on a percentage. Has never failed. The more they lay, the more they earn. Keeps them motivated. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think. Put people on percentage. Can't take everything, but yeah, I like that. John Buist, I see you like Sean's ox level. Will you start to use ox levels? No. I do like the 2 foot, but I've got a little 2 foot that I've had for years, and I tend not to use the 2 foot a lot. But it's a nice idea where you look through what is retention money. Retention is, say, if you're a main contractor, retention will be they'll put you on 5% retention for the contract value. So when the job's complete, you've got a 12-month period for defects to arise from the clients. Client will put over the defects list to the main contractor. Main contractors then got to get these defects sorted to get their retention back from the client. The main contractor's got retention on the subcontractor, which will be your bricky, not your bricky subcontractor. And then sometimes in different companies, they will even pass down retention to the bricklayers. So basically, once they get their retention, everybody gets paid the retention, and it's just for defects. So if you don't go back and do your defects, you basically avoiding retention back, because what they'll do, they'll use your retention money to put any works out. That is what I call retention. Not how I call it, but that's the general gist of retention. But if any company ever said to me, it's 3% retention, I'd say fucking no chance. You're not having retention on me. It's your contract. You got retention. I'm not paying retention. Check my work at the end of it. Check my work when that plot's signed off. There you go, done. You don't need retention money on me. They asked that it's the kickback if they can get it. What are you on about retention? It's not a kickback, is it? It's ransom money. So they get you to sort out your crap, basically. I think it's worth having, because if you're a Ricky if you're a main contractor and you take on a load of subcontractors, you obviously have the contract values, charge everyone retention. Not only are you not having to pay this money out, so for the main contractor, you're keeping a big bulk of money in your bank, which can be a hell of a lot on big contracts. For 12 months interest, you can put retention at whatever you want, as long as the subbies are going to agree. You think about it. Richard Cook prefers silo muck or mixer. Silo muck shit. Got some stands from Bricky Bits, mate. Really good for 22 quid. Is that all they are? I'm going to have a look at that. John Beers, do you own a self-leveling laser level for privates, and what make would you recommend? I think, how do you say it? Lecia? Lecia. They are the best for leveling equipment. Definitely. I mean, you can get all sorts, but if I was going to buy a brand, that would be what I'd be going for. Right, it's 10 past 10. Thanks everyone for watching the live. I'm going to be putting a lot more content on. I'll do a post of video every night this week, hopefully. I won't try and leave it. I mean, it was just getting a bit much at nights to do it every night. Now I've had a bit of a break of it. I'll do it all this week again. If there's any stuff that you want to see again, then leave a comment and I'll read them all. Like I say, someone's put in, they want to see more profile setups. I'll put in more profile setups. If there's certain stuff that people want to see, then I'll put it in. So have a good week, get plenty in, keep slashing, keep it nice and easy. End stream.